I think I'm gonna better be defensive, because he already, if I say this, he's going to be even more suspicious. Why are we doing so much nice things? Well, let's be defensive and make it look weird. The little you know about Puria from your night and with her is that she is a spirited woman. You know, we didn't even get anything. We just fucked his wife, but we were so fucking drunk we don't remember jack shit. So basically we fucked but didn't get any manner of pleasure whatsoever, and we just now have an elfin archer enemy. Fucking hell. Given what a disagreeable husband she has, no doubt they fight all the time. Might as well fit the part, you think. You put your hands on your hip and berate him. You start yelling about how you're making an effort and the only thing you get for your troubles is this scorn. It leads to a full-blown argument with the two of you trading insults, and last you throw your hands in the air. I just can't win with you. I try to be a better wife. Soften. I'm tired with a foul mood. That's all. It's long, tiring work scouting on the top of roofs in the middle city. It rained last night. How long is this? I did get a choice just now. Fucking hell. I was like, well, I'm gonna get a choice. The two of you sit down to eat. You ladle a glob of goop into a wooden spoon for your husband. Soon the two of you are eating. You would relax, expect there is a restlessness stirring inside that is separate from your own anxiety. This is tiresome, says Egra, confirming the source of your unease. I will not be long. For the love of gods, let me eat in peace, you say back inside your mind. Mortal, I shall ascend to be one of the gods soon, she says. You will beg for my love then. You're eating like an animal, says the elf with the scowl. Is unbecoming of an elf. What do? I live with an animal. Oh, that's funny. I live with an animal, you say. How dare you, shouts the elf. This outburst spews goop from his mouth onto a table, and a dribble is now coming down his chin. You smile, and this seems to enrage him even more. He wipes his chin and his sleeve, glares at you. A mongrel like you dares to call me, a full-blooded son of Ignoras, line an animal. What I'm trying to do is get him to get close to me to fight me, right? It's like, you know, not really fight me, but like grab me by the shoulder, like, what the fuck, how dare you say that to me, sort of thing. And I'm just gonna pull out my dagger, considering it's an illusion, but my dagger is still there, right? He can't see it, but it's still there. We just grab that shit, shove it into him, and get some preemptive attack going. That would be great. Egra laughs in your mind. He thinks, he's so noble, knock him down a peg again. You decide it would be best if you leave now before things escalate. You are not sure if this couple normally comes to blows, but you would not be surprised. If you think so little of my table manners, I shall leave you to your meal, you say, standing up. Without waiting for a response, you stride towards the bedroom door. 8 gold. You hurry into the bedroom, shut the door for a moment. You think that you stepped into a forest. The walls are covered in painting, all of them depicting the forest in different season. Art is how he spends all his coin, you wonder. I mean, that art would be expensive back in the day anyway, and if he spends that much on that, so yeah, even if they are not that poor, he's making them poor, considering his shitty attitude. On top of that, all this bullshit he's doing with this art and whatever. A bed is in one corner. There is a sleeping roll beside it. There is a small tub in the other corner. The murky water has not been changed in a while, that's for certain. Hung up on the wall is a unstrung longbow and a quiver of arrows. There is a single window overlooking the city. You go to the window, look down. You're roughly on the 5th floor. However, there's a roof of another house directly below. Although still a good 2-story drop. You turn back to the room, look for more valuables. Your husband's cloak is lying across the table. His coin purse is on the small table. You grab the purse and peek inside. Quite a few coins. Your price might be enough for a dress. Although water, how much gold do I have? 16, that's enough. Although the water in the bath is dirty, probably fidget. You desperately want to bathe. On the other hand, maybe now is the time to grab that bow and leave. And what about the art on the wall? It seems of high quality, but you have never been very successful at selling stolen art, but you also don't want to be carrying around printing in broad daylight. You take a moment to consider your options. You hear the front door open and a somewhat familiar voice say, "What's that smell?" There's a loud scrape, the sound of a chair turning over. Then the bedroom door is thrown open so hard it rebounds off the wall with a loud bang. The elf is standing on the door frame with murder on his eyes. Over his shoulder you see the real-life Furia. She's staring past her husband at you in bewilderment. You look down at her bare forearm. It is covered in hair. Egra goes on hooting laughter. Holy shit, this is so fucking fun. You drop the illusion. You're going to get me killed, you think to her. She titters. It's a harsh world, Rooster. You will have to be cunning if you wish to survive. You snag the longbow quiver off the wall. How dare you touch Leliestes. The husband pulls a knife from his belt. I'm going to cut your throat, demon wizard. The bow is unstrung and would take too long to arm to be of any use right now. Although it would be poetic to wield the bow as a club and beat the elf with his own weapon, beloved weapon. You estimate that would be better off with your short. You would be better off with your short sword. The bowstring is loosely attached, so you sling the bow onto your back and keep your hands free. Fight the elf. Talk to him as Agra for a slippery spell. I really want to do that. You know what? Funny. That would be funny. So just because it's funny, because he's angry and then he slips, I'm gonna go with the spell. Make the floor slippery, you command. There is a slight tremor underneath. You make the mistake of taking a step back. Your foot slips out from under you and you're on your back. Okay, that's funny, with your feet up in the air. The elf laughs as Agra laughs inside of your mind. The elf brandishes a knife as you take a step. Okay, that was not funny at all. You know what? I'm gonna redo the choice because just that was retarded. I usually don't do this, but I thought that would be funny and that completely ruined my fucking mood. Holy shit, that actually ruined my mood so much. I'm not even like, holy shit. I mean, I understand the bullshit that Agra puts me through, but that would have been so funny if he fell and it just made me fall. Okay, that's retarded. I'm just jumping out the fucking... You know what? I don't know what his wife would do, so let's just jump out the fucking window. You turn and run headlong at the window. The glass shatters, cutting you in dozen places. You feel weightlessness for a moment before gravity takes you over. Plummet is a short drop. The elf's window extends over the roof of a shorter building. You land on the shingles with a bone-charring crunch. You sit up with a groan. You plummet 2 stories and land on clay shinglings. Every bone in your body hurts, but at least you didn't fall 5 stories to the pavement. Impressive, Agra muses. That took a lot of courage. Thanks, you croaked through the pain. Maybe use some of your divine power to break my fall next time. Yeah, that was the absolute shit thing. I mean, yes, I'm not saying that... whatever the story point where she made me fall is completely fine, because I didn't specify, my character didn't specify where what's supposed to be slippery, but just made me slippery. But you know what, it just ruined the whole situation, which was supposed to be super funny. Like, the main character was already in trouble, right? So that was funny. I mean, that's normally not supposed to be funny, but still the whole situation was funny, so I was still laughing. But that little thing made it so fucked in such a short period of time that I've lost my entire mood. I honestly kind of want to close this, but let's just go with this and just complete this real quick. So I just went with the jumping out the window. Not something I usually do, of just backing out, but sure, let's do it this way. Let's see what else do we have. Thanks, you croak the pain. Maybe use some of your divine power to break my fall next time. You glance over the edge of the roof and you see the cobblestone lane 3 stories below. You don't dare to try that jump. The elf appears in the broken window, makes ready to leap down. The fellow is persistent, you think. You did cuckold him, Agra reminds you. I gather I'm not the only one, you think. Why single me out? I'll bet the others never posed as his wife to steal from him, Agra says. As the elf jumps from the window, a few options cross your mind. You could run along the floor tops looking for a way down. You could push him over the edge as soon as he lands, or you could wait for him to land and stab him with a dagger. Let's push him, actually. I think pushing him would be great. He would obviously have his dagger out, that would hit. That's why life decreases, but I expected that much. But that would be great. You make ready to push him when he lands. He'll be off balance for a second when he comes down. That will be your chance to shove him off the roof and put an end to the trouble. He hits the clay shillings in the exact same place as you landed before, causing the already broken shinglings to shatter. The wood below breaks. The elf sinks right through with a shout of surprise. Now with the partial collapsed roof, you slip off the edge too. But you manage to catch hold of broken timber. There's a shearing pain in your chest. A jagged hole must have cut you as you slid down. You pull yourself back up. His wife appears in the broken window above you. Is he dead? Really? You look down through the hole in the roof. The angry husband crashed through someone's dinner table. He's lying in a heap of broken table legs and shattered crockery, but he's moving and groaning. Nope, you call up to her. He's still alive. She curses, making a fist and thumps her thigh. You'd better be off before he comes around. With pleasure, you tell her. You continue to go. She really hates him. I don't know if you know what is happening here? It is not exactly her fault. I see that she is not exactly the most loyal one, but I can also see that he is also very upstuck, and he's also not exactly earning a lot, and he's obviously causing a lot of trouble for her as well, and she's obviously, because of that, is not exactly in the right mood, and that fucks her over. But yeah, I think with her situation, I think it's not exactly good. She's still fucking around, and that's not cool. She's cheating on him, that's not cool. But and not apologetic at all about it, that's not cool as well. But I don't think it's her fault exactly in this situation. I usually don't say this because I'm just like, okay, yeah, cheating, no, that's not cool. But in this situation, I can understand what sort of situation this is. The best situation would have been, I don't think they should have been married. I don't think it's his fault. I don't think it's her fault either. I just don't think they're a good pair. That's what the situation is. Because as Egra said, there probably have been other men, and he's just being very beta about it. And yeah, that's what's happening here. So you go to turn. You turn to go. Dragon, she calls. You stop and look over her shoulder. She grins. It was one of the best nights of my life. It's my pleasure to serve your treasure, you say with a wink. You turn back and resume running. Agra runs to your mind. What an idiotic thing to say. I do love when you humiliate yourself. What is that? It's my pleasure to serve your treasure. But what's the problem with that? What's the problem with that? Why is that humiliating? What is that idiotic thing to say? That's funny. Do not waste your poetry on me, Agra says, interrupting your thought. Surprise me with the next start fool enough to listen to your folly. Surprise me with the next start fool enough to listen to your folly. Okay, whatever. I still have plenty of life. 6 life is enough. As you head for the garment district, you pass a large inn that advertises hot baths, 10 copper on its signboard. You quickly leave the small elvish quarter of Ring City, then stash the elven bow and quiver under a pile of garbage. Is in what appears to be a seldom used alley. Agra seems too disappointed by this, and that brings you some measure of comfort. Selling an elvish longbow of that quality that brings to the night guard needs to be done carefully into the right cellar. Any respectable buyer would be rightly suspicious of someone looking like you trying to sell such an item. Besides, if that elf has any sense, he will be sending his friends, if he has any, to every weapon dealer in the city. No, you will retrieve the bow and sell it later. That still leaves you without much coin, but you're even more concerned with your lack of time. You need to get cleaned up and get that dress. You direct your steps into the inn. The place is better maintained than you would expect for a public house in the outer ring. The floors are polished stone, and the common room is well lit by lanterns hanging from beams overhead. There is a smell of roasting chicken and warm bread in the air. The crowd scowls at your appearance. A few of them mutter beneath their breath. The proprietor, a portly woman with a lot of red hair and an ample bosom, oh, that's what we are noticing, burls over. She wipes her pudgy finger on a dirty rag. What can I be doing for you this afternoon? Her face pinches. Be needing a bath by the smell of you. 2 golds for you. The sign says 10 copper, you exclaim. I'll be having to drain the bath after you're through. For reputation, you know. Good news is that you'll be taking this one by yourself. Oh, she's not even going to accompany me. It's only a little sewage, you say. Who doesn't get the brown rain from time to time? These people live like animals, throwing it out the window. And don't be wasting my time, she says, crossing her arms. You're lucky I'm offering you a bath at any price. You don't like it? There's the river. God's not the river. You think with a shudder. Probably worse than the sewer. Why? Is it that cold? You could simply pay for the bath and get yourself clean before you go dressing. Before you go dress shopping. You could try to con her into letting you bathe for free, perhaps by saying you're an undercover royal guard. Or you could try a little more negotiation, maybe appeal to her sense of charity. Let's negotiate. Make up a story is retarded. I don't want to spend that much gold. Let's negotiate a bit more. You decide to be honest with her and appeal to her sense of charity. I've had a pretty bad day, you tell her. I haven't a pair of coppers to rub together. Can I impose upon you for use of the baths? Call your new customer one-time mercy fee. I won't forget this place when my fortunes improve. She sizes you up, scratching a hairy chin. I'll give you a bath for half cost. That's 1 gold piece. You reach into your pocket. That's reasonable considering how fucked I am. Wait, how much is 10 copper? I think 100 copper is 1 gold, right? I'm guessing that 10 copper is 1 silver. And then 10 silver is 1 gold. I don't remember them explaining that at any point, but they might have. I do have a sense they might have. But yeah, so it should be 100 copper per gold piece. So I'm paying 10 times more. At least I'm not paying 20 times more. You count up the coin and pass them into a pudgy hand. She drops the coin down the crack in her. Why? Do you not have a purse? Why are you shoving coin down your fucking tits? Follow me. You trudge along behind her, down a short passage to the back of the building, throws open a door and motions you inside. The lighting is dim and the floor is slippery. Smell of mold hangs in the air. There's a large fireplace with several cast iron pots full of boiling water. If you run low on water, just ring the bell, she says. Directs your attention to a bell on the small table next to the iron tub. Her attendant will come around and refill the water. You thank her and shut the door.